9 o'clock. It's the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Aging Services Social Centers in Indiana County closed today. What's not closed? Well, our schools are, but Mark Hilliard is here for the Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. He's not closed today. You're up and running.
Surviving the roads and... Yeah, we were going to be here for a longer visit today, Todd, but it didn't work out that way because of the weather.
Well, you could have come. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Our excellence in education students were actually scheduled for this time slot and you in the earlier slot.
Yes.
But since none of them have school today, you decided to put it off and come at this moment. We're glad that you did. So
I'm glad to be here, yeah, and you know, we have to, it's challenging with the school districts because, you know, they have no schools, so the kids really be difficult for them to come in here, but we are trying to get them in. I think we have them scheduled for next week, so we'll do that, and I'm happy to be here either way.
A lot of what the Chamber of Commerce does has to do, and increasingly so, I think, in the last couple of years, with education and school students in particular. And we haven't talked about this much lately, but the Challenger Learning Center is going to come. And it's always been something that is, well, far off in space, if you will. And it's getting closer and closer to us right now. So we're in the orbit now for that.
Yeah.
And with ICTC and its expanded offerings, with WCCC moving up to that campus too, that's become a real destination here for Indiana County, hasn't it? That whole campus area.
I think that whole area is great. I think Indiana County is starting to really make a name for itself in the field of education just because of a lot of those things. And what's great is a lot of those schools, they offer dual enrollment programs, so they work together. And I know WCCC and IUP and a lot of them work with some of the local school districts, so that they do create a lot of these synergies and partnerships with one another. So if you're a student here, elementary, high school, I've got a few of those at home, you know, there are a lot of opportunities that can make it very convenient and a little bit easier on your wallet and your bank account too, to be able to have some of these opportunities here. But in terms of the Challenger, I mean, that's been about 10 years in the making with that coming here to Indiana. I think it would be one of like 50 worldwide or something like that. So it would be a huge win for the county when it opens up. And I think that is something that will help to increase STEM and STEAM learning and different opportunities to be able to learn hands-on. There's a lot of different things that they continue to talk about that they're going to be putting into that. It's extremely exciting, and I think will draw students from all over the area. And I think it could also create some opportunities for some of these potential teacher candidates at IUP or you know, whether they any other ones that might be around here that might be interested in going into teaching, that there may be opportunities if they are looking to go into one of the STEM subjects, that they could have opportunities there as well. So I think, again, when we talk about collaboration and partnerships, aside from all the exciting things that would mean for students, I think it could also mean some things for the other university and the students that are going on to become teachers eventually.
As conceived, Challenger would bring students in from all of the surrounding counties and beyond there too. All of Western Pennsylvania will be. This would be the destination for those educational programs to come here. And you mentioned IUP. There was an exciting announcement just a few minutes ago that the IUP Alumni Association has contributed $500,000 to the proposed osteopathic medicine program at IUP, which really seems like it's gathering steam. And you know, you and I can say it that it's going to happen. IUP hasn't made the official announcement yet, but that's going to be such a tremendous thing for IUP, for its viability and its health, and then we can assume that some of those students who are trained there are going to be helpful for within our community, either as long-term professionals or at least during their college days.
Well, I think that's the hope, and you know, I've met with actually yesterday saw the dean, the incoming dean for that school, and I'm very impressed with her and her ideas. And I think part of the idea is to find some of these students locally that have these skills and have that potential to be really good doctors, and really try to help promote, you know, osteopathic medicine at the high school level, or some of these students that might not necessarily be thinking about going into that field. Maybe they had a different field in the medical industry that they wanted to go into. But it's something that we can start talking with those students about, because the hope is that once they're here, that we can keep a lot of these students here, because Indiana's not unlike a lot of other communities where a lot of the physicians out there are nearing that retirement age, and once they leave, we need some other individuals to come and step in and be able to help assist and provide services to the individuals in this county. So yeah, that is one of the goals, and I think that's one of her goals as well. I think she has other ideas and ways to connect with the high school students and younger, but we love those opportunities to create pipelines from young to college, and then keep them here afterwards.
Had a couple of students from Indiana Senior High in with their monthly visit yesterday, and two young ladies who that's what they're doing. They're at least one of them is already committed to going to IUP and pursuing a medical career, and I think the other is considering it or has already made that commitment.
Well,
too.
I think nursing too is one of the largest majors over at IUP right now, and certainly there's a shortage of nurses, so that is great. But I think there's some synergies there too with the nursing major and those individuals with this school. So I'm really excited about it. The more I hear about it, I think it's going to be very big for our county, and I think it's going to help further some of those connections with IRMC and IEP, but it's a big deal for the county, and it's happening, so we're really excited about it.
You consider the mental health facility that's coming to IRMC, that announcement about the osteopathic medicine, you can see that medical careers can certainly become a hotbed here for Indiana County. And people might not think the Chamber of Commerce is directly involved in all of those, and your level of involvement in helping to attract or facilitate programs coming to this area might be a little bit understated, but that's simply because we're not stating it loudly and publicly. But there is an involvement there, and whether it's a small involvement of just showing the way or actually getting involved in the recruiting process, Chamber of Commerce is a big part of it.
Well, we're involved in a lot of the aspects of the, I mean, obviously the behind the scenes stuff, but in terms of like the new facility over at IRMC, mental health is a big topic these days, and I think that facility is something that can address some of those issues with a lot of the employees. Since COVID, I think that a lot of businesses and companies have found that that is an issue that is impacting the productivity of their employees for a number of different reasons. I think that facility can help that. I think it also, when we have families and companies looking to move here, that is something that we certainly can promote, that this is available here. Hopefully people do not need it, but if they do need it, it's here. And I do think that's a topic that's more and more relevant these days, and certainly in the workplace when you talk to employers. There are a lot of employees that struggle with it. So I think this is a way to help them, and it's great to have it here. And I think IRMC is going to do a fantastic job in providing a top-notch facility and top-notch physicians to be able to treat some of that. So from that standpoint, yes, and we do try to work with the high school students a lot, workforce development. But anytime a company comes here, or is looking to come here, we want to try to find what we can use in Indiana County to help promote ourselves. And I think both of those things are incredible assets, or will be incredible assets to the county as we talk to prospective businesses looking to come.
Board meeting last night?
Yes. Yeah, we had a board meeting yesterday. We it's our first meeting of the year, and we're changing some things around with the chamber, just in terms of restructuring some of our committees and try to do a better job of servicing our members. So one of them, we created an education committee to help to look at all aspects of education. Something that we can take a look at, not just with our high school students, because we get a lot of engagement there, but also with IUP, and continue to find ways that they all can work together. So IUP, WCCC, ICTC, River Valley, STEAM Academy, and all the high schools as well. So we're trying to, restructure some things so that we can get a better focus. We're working on developing a new strategic plan, a 5-year plan for the chamber as well. So we're in the early stages of that. But, we really want to start looking at Indiana County and finding what our strengths and what some of the challenges are here, and see what ways we can begin to address them at the chamber level. So, we had a very good board meeting, welcomed a lot of new board members yesterday. It was a full house, which is always wonderful to see. and I think it's going to be a really good year just in terms of some of the levels of engagement we're going to have from our boards. And, I think in general, Indiana County is poised for some big things coming up here, just with some of the meetings that we've had and the conversations that we've had. We have a few new restaurants coming into town, which is what people are excited for, but I think there's a lot more that's on the horizon. And, we were able to touch base on a little bit of that yesterday at the board meeting, but I think it's a great way to kick off the year, and it got me a little bit more excited about what's to come here in the next few months.
Yeah, so. Well, when you get business leaders who get together and make some decisions, see what they can do to facilitate the actual coming to this area of new business. Anytime you bring new money into an area, you have an opportunity to bolster and strengthen the entire area. And
that's one of the things I love about our board meetings is that we do have representation from our local leaders, our state leaders, sometimes even our federal leaders, but we have a number of different industries represented, and we get to hear updates and reports from most of them. So, we really walk away getting a good sense of what is happening in Indiana County. That's helpful for me and my office to be able to learn what's going on all throughout the county and help to develop ways that we can either assist businesses or continue to help them strengthen their current business, and if they're doing something well, how can we help to make it even better?
Changing times. You have events coming up?
We have another business after hours coming up in February, so that's our next event. We actually have a coffee talk, I believe, the last Tuesday of this month at Aroma Joe's. So that's the next event. It's going to be in the morning, the last Tuesday of January at Aroma Joe's, beginning at 8 o'clock. So stop by and get to meet a few people, talk about your business, and grab some great coffee at Aroma Joe's.
There you go. That's January 30th. Mark Hilliard, Thanks so much for the visit.
Thanks, Todd.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.